Okay, so picture this. You're stuck in the middle of nowhere for a whole month. Sounds tough, right? Well, now imagine you're not alone. You're trapped there with, wait for it, 5 of your ex-girlfriends. And you're all fighting for a huge pile of cash. Yeah, this was a real social experiment, and what went down was, well, a textbook case of betrayal and exactly how reality TV is designed to work.
So right off the bat, you have to ask yourself, is this a genuine social experiment? Like a real look at human relationships and survival? Or is it just a recipe for absolute disaster, totally engineered for maximum drama? That's what we're going to dive into. First up, let's talk about the setup. The producers called it the Karma Challenge, and honestly, that name is pretty on the nose. This whole thing feels less like a competition and more like, well, a trial, where one guy's past is about to catch up with him in a big way.
So on one side, you've got Grant. He's our protagonist, and he's basically been dropped into an emotional minefield. And on the other side, a literal jury of his exes. 5 women, all with their own complicated history with him. You can already tell the power dynamic here is kind of messed up from the get-go. And this is the context you absolutely need to know. This quote from Reddit is talking about Grant's last time on reality TV, on Love Island, Australia. See, he was accused of having a secret girlfriend the entire time he was on the show. So, that whole karma theme? It's not just a clever title, it's the entire foundation for what's about to happen.
All right, so if you thought that was complicated, hold on. Because of course, the producers threw in a couple of secret rules, and this is where the entire game gets flipped on its head.
Okay, so Grant gets told he has a power. Elimination. Every 5 days, he gets to send one of his exes home. Puts him in the driver's seat, right? Makes him feel like he's in charge. But the exes, they're told a much, much bigger secret. The very last woman in the game gets a choice. She can take all the money and leave Grant with absolutely nothing. So think about it. His power is temporary. Hers is final.
And yeah, the reaction says it all, doesn't it? I love it. This is karma. For them, this stopped being just a game right then and there. It became a chance for payback. The whole thing wasn't about strategy. It was, well, karma.
So, the stage is set. The secrets are in play. And now, the 30-day countdown to a massive betrayal begins. With every person Grant sends home, he's getting closer and closer to a finale that he is completely unprepared for. And just like clockwork, the eliminations start ticking by. Every 5 days, Grant makes his pick. He thinks he's just playing the game, narrowing down the competition. What he's actually doing is handpicking the one person who's going to decide if he gets paid or not.
Oh, and of course, just to spice things up even more, they throw in a mid-game challenge, and bam, another 50 grand gets added to the pot. So now we're talking about a serious amount of money on the line, which makes that final secret decision, yeah, even more intense.
So now we're at the very end. It's down to Grant, Abby, and one other woman. And Grant, he pulls out all the stops. He gives this really emotional speech about grace and forgiveness, trying to build that trust. He's really hoping to lock in his share of the prize money.
But Abby remembers something else he said. She literally uses his own words against him. We don't owe anyone anything. And just like that, you can feel the entire game flip.
And at the end of the day, it all came down to one thing. This number, $300,000.
Yep, she took every single penny. After 30 days of surviving in the wild, playing the game, dealing with all that drama, Grant went home with absolutely nothing. Talk about a karmic ending. Naturally, a finale like that got people talking. A lot. So what was the verdict from everyone watching at home? Looking at the reactions on Reddit, people were all over the place. But mostly, pretty skeptical. A lot of people felt like the whole thing was scripted. That the game was rigged against Grant from the very beginning. And what's really wild is that some people actually ended up feeling bad for him. The guy they called a literal cheater. It just shows you how messy and complicated the whole thing was. And, these reactions aren't really surprising. They plug right into a bigger conversation we've been having for years about reality TV itself and how these shows are actually put together. So, this show is a perfect example of what's called a social experiment in reality TV. Basically, the whole point is to create drama. You put people in a fake, controlled environment, give them a new set of rules, and see what happens. And yeah, trapping a guy with 5 of his exes, that is about as staged as it gets.
And at the same time, it's also a reality competition.
That's the part with the prize money and people getting voted off one by one. It's a classic formula, right? It's designed to create conflict and keep us all watching to see who comes out on top.
Which brings us full circle to the big criticisms of reality TV in general. You know the ones. It's all scripted, the editing is misleading to create fake drama, the shows exploit people. Sound familiar? These are the exact same things viewers were saying about this experiment. So this wasn't some outlier. It was a perfect case study of how reality TV turns conflict into entertainment for us.
So it really leaves you with a big question, doesn't it? When a game is literally designed from the ground up to encourage betrayal, who are you supposed to root for? The guy with the shady past? The exes getting their revenge? Or is it possible that in a game like this, the only real winner is the game itself?